Aristotle's approach to virtue prioritization. Virtue as a mean. Aristotle defined moral virtues as dispositions to act in accordance with reason, lying between extremes, excess, and deficiency. For example, courage is the mean between recklessness and cowardice. Generosity is the mean between wastefulness and stinginess. 2. Hierarchy of virtues. Aristotle didn't give a strict numerical ranking of virtues, but he did imply a hierarchy based on function ergon. The highest good for humans is rational activity in accordance with virtue. Intellectual versus moral virtues. Intellectual virtues like wisdom and understanding are superior because they perfect reason itself. Moral virtues like courage and temperance regulate desires and emotions. 3. Practical prioritization. Prudence, phronesis, is central because it guides all other virtues. Without practical wisdom, virtues can't be exercised correctly. Justice often appears as the complete virtue since it concerns others and the common good. 4. Ultimate end, eudaimonia. All virtues are oriented toward achieving eudaimonia, flourishing or happiness. So their value is measured by how well they contribute to living a rational, fulfilled life. The 7 explanatory virtues with priority notes. Explanatoriness. Core requirement, does it account for all observed facts? Highest priority without this, it's not an explanation at all. 2. Depth. Avoids superficiality, doesn't create more questions than it answers. Comes right after explanatoriness because shallow explanations fail to satisfy. 3. Power. Applies broadly, not just to one case. Higher power equals more general explanatory reach. 4. Falsifiability. Must be testable and open to refutation. Essential for scientific rigor. 5. Modesty. Claims only what is necessary, avoids overreach. Helps maintain credibility and precision. 6. Simplicity. Fewer assumptions, less complexity, Occam's razor. Often balanced against depth and power. 7. Conservativeness. Minimizes conflict with well-established beliefs. Important for coherence within existing knowledge systems. Suggested hierarchy. Most philosophers rank them roughly like this for practical evaluation. Explanatoriness, greater than depth, greater than falsifiability, greater than power, greater than modesty, greater than simplicity, greater than conservativeness. Though some swap simplicity and modesty depending on context. Justifications for the suggested hierarchy. Explanatoriness, highest priority. Why first, a theory's primary role is to explain phenomena. If it doesn't illuminate or clarify, it fails at its most basic function. Practical justification. Explanatoriness directly connects theory to reality. It shows how and why things happen, making it indispensable for evaluation. Example. Darwin's theory of natural selection is valued because it explains diverse biological phenomena, not just because it is simple or modest. 2. Depth. Why second? Depth ensures that explanations aren't superficial. A theory should reveal underlying mechanisms, not just surface correlations. Practical justification. Shallow explanations may be technically correct but lack insight. Depth gives explanatory power across contexts. Example. Newton's laws go beyond describing motion. They reveal a deep structure that unifies terrestrial and celestial mechanics. 3. Falsifiability. Why third? A theory must be testable and open to refutation. Without falsifiability, it risks being unfalsifiable dogma. Practical justification. Falsifiability protects against pseudoscience and ensures theories remain tethered to empirical reality. Example. Einstein's relativity was valued because it made risky predictions like light bending near the sun that could have falsified it. 4. Power. Why fourth? Power refers to the scope of phenomena a theory can explain. A powerful theory unifies diverse domains under one framework. Practical justification. Breadth increases usefulness, but only after explanatory adequacy and testability are secured. Example. Thermodynamics explains engines, chemical reactions, and biological processes showing immense power. 5. Modesty. Why fifth? Modesty means not overreaching beyond what evidence supports. A modest theory avoids speculative excess. Practical justification. Overly ambitious theories risk collapse if they claim too much. Modesty balances ambition with caution. Example. Mendel's genetics was modest in scope, pea plants, but its restraint made it robust and expandable later. 6. Simplicity. Why sixth, sometimes swapped with modesty simplicity, is desirable but secondary to explanatory adequacy. A simple but shallow theory is less valuable than a complex but deep one. Practical justification. Simplicity aids usability and elegance, but philosophers caution against oversimplification. Example: Copernicus's heliocentric model was simpler than Ptolemy's epicycles, but its real strength was explanatory clarity. 7. Conservativeness, lowest priority. Why last? Conservativeness means aligning with established knowledge. While useful for stability, it can stifle innovation. Practical justification. Radical theories like quantum mechanics often break conservativeness, but succeed because they excel in higher virtues like explanatoriness and falsifiability. Example: Plate tectonics was initially non-conservative, challenging geology orthodoxy, but won acceptance through explanatory depth and predictive success. Why this order matters? The hierarchy reflects practical evaluation priorities. First, ensure a theory explains and reveals mechanisms, then check it can be tested, then assess scope, and only afterward weigh elegance, restraint, and continuity with tradition. Philosophers sometimes swap simplicity and modesty because in some contexts, avoiding overreach, which is modesty, is more critical than elegance, which is simplicity, while in others, parsimony is prized.